Hi, CineRecap here. Today I am going to explain about a thriller and reality-based movie called Kesari. Spoilers ahead, watch out and stay tuned. The film starts off evolved in 1897, whilst the Indian troops were governed by the colonizing British authorities on the border among British-held Indian territory and Afghanistan lies the Gulistan citadel in the fortress. The courageous Sikh regiment of the British Indian Navy is posted. The protagonist of the movie is Ishar Singh Havaldar of the regiment. One afternoons and his fellow infantrymen are patrolling the border after they listen Adwoman's cry on the other facet of the border. A group of Afghan tribesmen is ready to kill a married woman because she refuses to just accept her husband who has been selected through her own family without her consent. They may be led by way of a self-proclaimed prophet Saifullah who takes the duty to kill the terrible woman. Ishar wants to intrude but a better British officer, Lawrence, orders him to stay positioned since the commotion is taking place on the alternative facet of the border, where their regulations do not work. The woman is seconds far away from being beheaded, while her supposed husband is shot and killed. Ishar has defied direct orders from his superior to keep her herons to the other side and maintains killing everyone that comes forward to prevent him. The Afghan girl is asked torn away, and all of us who tries to stop her is killed in the end. The men manipulate to seize Ishar and try to take off his turban. To insult him, his fellow Sikhs follow his lead and attack the enemies. In terms of the delight they keep of their turban, in the end the Afghans are defeated and Sichula is chased away. However, Lieutenant Lawrence is enraged via the audacity of the Indian troops. He's extremely racist to absolutely everyone who isn't British and thinks all Indians are cowards. He writes a robust report informing his commanding officer Fisher's disobedience inside the following scene. Ishar and his comrade Gulab are chatting outside the castle while all of a unexpected someone shoots Galago on his shoulder. The enraged Afghan troops have attacked the castle because of what recharted the previous day. The Indian troop receives in the function prepared to fight. As a shootout ensues, Ishar climbs down the fort and into the enemy's territory. He then uses an explosive to assault them when they least anticipate it because of his smart approach. The enemy has to retreat. The commanding officer praises him for his bravery but cannot allow him off the hook for disobeying an order, hence he's transferred to a neighboring citadel, Saragarhi. Nobody wants to work in Saragarhi citadel as it lies between two larger forts and is typically used as a put-up office to transfer messages among them. No action ever occurs in Saragarhi subsequently. Handy is 21 soldiers, which includes his Harare assigned to it earlier than he leaves for the posting. Lawrence calls Ishar and humiliates him, calling him a slave to the British government. Ishar is made to make an apology and his cowardice is blamed at the Indian soil. However, he refrains from speaking, returned to be able to no longer be reprimanded. Similarly, the following day Ishar sets off for the brand new citadel. At the way the Afghan woman he saved strategies him. They do now not recognize every other's language. However, Ishar figures out that she is thanking him for saving her existence. He accepts a sweet dessert from her before persevering with the adventure. Upon accomplishing the fortress, he's welcomed by way of Corporal Lau and his assistant Gurmak Singh. Ishar is bowled over at how young Gurmak is, as he's simplest 19 years vintage and is aware of greater English than all and sundry else in the castle. When you consider that Ishar arrived faster than all and sundry else expected, he finds the relaxation of the troops watching two roosters fight. No one is in their uniforms or is following the guidelines a soldier must abide by. On seeing Ishar, they stand in a line, however fail to impress him. He berates the troop for being ashamed to the entire Sikh network. As punishment, they're asked to battle every different even as the roosters watch them and are not allowed to stop till the animals say so. One of the infantrymen inquires how a hen will speak and is made to run across the citadel for asking a silly query. Ishar then maintains Lal to supervise the punishment. The soldiers battle for the relaxation of the day, while certainly one of them maintains making rounds of the fort. Hours later, Ishar unearths them joking around and making a song. Whilst requested why they stopped, Lal claims that the roosters asked them to. They have been making a noise that gave the impression of prepared dinner. Subsequently, the troop thought they have been British roosters who wanted to be cooked and did what the animals stated. Ishar holds his snort and punishes Lau for not doing his responsibility properly. He's requested to starve for the following week. His fellow soldiers take a stand and declare that they may also be punished alongside Lal. Seeing that he is their comrade, Ishar permits it and keeps torturing the group for the subsequent days. For the duration of this time, we discover that every 120 of the soldiers have circle of relatives lower back domestic who they're hoping to see quickly. One guy's father has worn the same footwear his complete existence, so he's getting a pair of footwear prepared to present to him as a present. Another man is a father himself whose wife simply sent him a letter with the handprints of his month-old daughter. Further, there are humans who have been oppressed due to their social elegance, and the ones who omit their mothers dearly after entire days of not consuming whatever the squatties start to whinge. Ishur feels terrible for them and allows them to cease the punishment early, but a soldier named Chanda retaliates, announcing that they do no longer need pity from Ishur. He does not like Ishur and thinks he is a servant to the British. The cook named Dad reveals that Ishur also hasn't eaten for the beyond 2 days and asks the infantrymen to determine what they need to do. Consequently, once they ask Ishur why he punished himself for their mistake, he replies that he wouldn't dare to consume when his comrades are starving. He manages to win their hearts with the comment and they banquet together. Within the meantime, Saifullah, the Afghani guy who desired to kill the female earlier, arranges an assembly with the leaders of 3 Afghan tribes. Until now they had been combating towards the British government on their own. However, if they maintain the conflict as a team, they may have a better danger to win. The tribe leaders agree and begin devising an attack. They plan to take over all 3 forts at the equal day, beginning with Ishur's, because it smiles the perfect to conquer. Saifullah predicts that they may take less than 2 hours to kill the 21 infantrymen due to the fact their military consists of around 10,000 human beings. After defeating Ishur's troops, they may make their manner toward the alternative forts and triumph over them as well someplace else. Ishur is told that their informant from a nearby Afghan village has been lacking for the beyond 2 weeks, assuming that something is incorrect. Ishur all go to the said village to investigate. They locate the village packed with women, kids and elders, however no younger men. Furthermore, the duty to build a mosque is also upon the aged and women of the village on returning the citadel. That day Ishur exhibits that he wants to assist the village build the mosque. Most squatties are against it, considering that their religion doesn't align with Islam. Nevertheless, Ishur goes on his own and begins helping the villagers. At noon, Asad is nearly killed beneath a falling ceiling. Ishur saves him and is in turn saved with the aid of his comrades who have come to help through the cease of some days. They hold the mosque and an old female feeds them 1 almond. Every one of the squatties continues the almond as something valuable, as it reminds him of his mom, and because let's face it, this is not going to do for his hunger. Within the following scene, the infantrymen are in their posts once they get a message from the neighboring fortress asking them to live alert because the Afghan troop is making plans to land an attack on them. Sherlock's at the far-flung mountain via his monocular, however sees no person. Simply after they assume it's far, a fake alarm, the sound of warfare drums echoes of their ears. One guy accompanied via 100, then thousands become visible. The group makes Manar Corresidual, who has caught the woman in her and stored to claim the initiation of conflict. Situla beheads her and the group erupts into cheers. Then Ishur receives a let from his superiors through the lamps of Midi, gathers the soldiers and tells them that they have been ordered to retreat and run for their lives. A loud snicker interrupts Ishur as the soldier, famously acknowledged for never smiling, bursts out in front of everybody. He and the relaxation of the soldiers assume it's far humorous that the British trust the Sikhs will run away like cowards. Ishur understands their sentiment, however asks them to present it another idea because their death is showed if they pick to combat. Chanda, who never preferred Ishur, thinks he is making an attempt to shake their spirit and is afraid to get into the battlefield. As a reply, Ishur is going right into a room and springs out sporting a saffron turban symbolizing braveness. He plays the struggle drum and kills the primary enemy. To start the warfare, everyone receives geared up in their posts besides the 19-year-old Gurmak, who appears confused. He asks Ishur why he lied to the troops, saying that the superiors desired them to run away while the actual orders had been to fight. Ishur exhibits that by giving the infantrymen a desire, it's far verified that they are no longer cowards like Lawrence. As soon as said, then he orders the cook to serve water to every person injured, even the enemies. The shootout starts and the sound of continuous gunshots follows. An explosive is thrown in the direction of the Sikh squatties, which causes a man to fall off the citadel before he is killed. A comrade is going to his resource. They may be being aimed at via the sharpest shooter of the enemy hiding at the back of a stone. Earlier than he gets to shoot them, Ishur arrives and does the identical to him after they reach internal accurately. Ishur scolds Gurmak for no longer shooting the person who threw the explosive. Gurmak replies that he has by no means killed anybody and is afraid of the enemy troop. Without losing any more time, Ishur assigns him to the lamppost responsibility, from where he has to continuously ship updates to the alternative forts. While Ishur receives return to his spot, the enemy troops start to retreat. Sadullah and the tribe leaders come ahead with a white flag asking to talk to him. The leaders of each events meet and Ishur immediately acknowledges Sadullah. He inquires if Sadullah is inclined to position his lifestyle as a threat Or is he just good at killing helpless girls at the same time as the tribe leaders are calm? Sadullah burns in rage, promising to step on Isher's turban later that day. 2 Sikh squatties surrender 2 Afghan prisoners who have been arrested in advance. Isher claims that they don't kill those who give up. However, it seems that the prisoners are bait. As quickly as a cloth is removed from their faces, an explosion takes place that kills several Afghan squatties. The fight maintains, however, by using now the competitors have reached the outer partitions of the castle. Some other soldier dies of a gunshot, while the Afghans start banging at the fortress's door. 3 soldiers are sent to forestall the door from being damaged. In the meantime, Isher focuses on the sharpshooter who killed the soldier. He straps his monocle to the rifle to get a higher purpose and shoots the man lifeless with an unmarried shot downstairs. The squatties wait until the troops run out of bullets and land their assault they control to kill many, but more enemies preserve on coming unexpectedly. A soldier named Bola is shot over the last minute of his life. He says that he is satisfied due to the fact loss of life makes anyone sane and he is not inferior to the higher castle. The others attempt to prevent his bleeding and a fellow soldier even offers his turban to put over the wound. But Bola dies in the long run. Quickly they run out of bullets and consider every other tactic to stop the opponents. They open the door, making it seem like they have given up before attacking the troop outside. Despite the fact that there's some combating towards 100, they display a terrific show of bravery and kill as many human beings as they can with his last breath. Lal asks the handiest surviving soldier to run inside, and near the door he does as advised, but is closely injured. Before death he sits beside Bola's useless frame and recites the shaggy dog story that he used to hate. Outdoor loud eyes even as looking at the picture of his daughter's handprint inside. The meantime, several dead bodies have piled up underneath the wall. The Afghans used the bodies and ropes to climb up the citadel. The first few men are defeated, but then greater start mountaineering and killing. In the end, the remaining comrade also dies while he pushes himself and a group of Afghans off the wall. He also detonates an explosive, killing many right before his demise. Now only Isher, Gurmukh and Chanda are disregarded. Of the 21 infantrymen, Isher orders them to stay upstairs inside the lamp put up at the same time as he fights the entire military on his personal. The enemy sooner or later receives into the castle and is welcomed by the leader. The primary person to attack him is sliced through his stomach, which sends the others in the back of him into a frenzy. Isher is surrounded, but he fights like a beast and stands in the battleground for numerous minutes in opposition to a horde of enemies. Unexpectedly he stops while he sees the person he is set to kill as a young boy. Someone shoots him inside the shoulder, which weakens him, but no longer his spirit. Chanda additionally joins him within the combat and is killed with several knives in his frame. When Isher has no weapons, he fights with stones, however is in the end subsided. The boy who he didn't kill in advance is the one who stabs him. Closing, Sadullah arrives in the castle and kills the bad cook despite the fact that he's feeding water to the Afghan troops. Then he attempts to take off Isher's turban with all his remaining power. He stabs Sadullah within the throat and kills him. It's far approximately to get darkish, and the alternative forts have probably known as for backup through. Now the infantrymen have been able to finish the assignment even after their deaths. A tribe chief orders anyone to stay far away from Isher's turban. Impressed by using his bravery, he leaves. However, the 2D chief nonetheless wishes to listen a Sikh cry and ache. They set fire to the lamppost, watching for the simplest surviving member, Gurmukh, to cry. Alternatively, the brave teenager runs outside shouting a warfare cry of the Sikhs. He then grabs the chief and triggers the grenades connected to his frame, ensuing in a huge explosion and the deaths of many. In the long run, the surviving Afghans loot the fortress and set it on fireplace. After that, the British Parliament honors the martyrs with the British Order of Benefit. The very best award an Indian soldier should acquire. 2 gurdwaras are constructed in the memory of the brave infantrymen, which can be still visited by many travelers every 12 months. This form of story truly enables positioned matters in angle. Subscribe for extra films like this, activate notifications, and go away a like to assist the channel out. Thanks for watching.